On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, we're talking Hail Mary. Wow, that was pretty impressive, guys.
It was.
Can't wait to talk about what we did right and what the Bears did wrong. We got the Giants preview and Jaden for MVP. Is it too soon? MVP. And we got hell yeah, hell no, hell starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss. And Fred, big win on Friday night.
Hey, listen, man.
Big win on Friday night. I know we don't want to talk about this Commanders game. We got to talk about this Independence Stonebridge game first.
I endured it. I endured it for 4 quarters.
Dude, I'm 10 out. So I show up, I see Fred there. He's like, I'm not going to go tonight because I got to go to my son's game.
Yeah.
And I just met eye contact with him, and I knew this man had been broke off to come into this game. I didn't even say anything. I just saw his face, and it was just like a nod, and I was like, oh, okay. Respect.
Hey,
Respect the hustle.
And I got to do the coin toss.
Yeah, what did they say to you?
No, it was fine when we were doing the coin toss. It's just that it kind of felt one-sided. It almost felt like they brought us out there to show love to Stonebridge.
Well, Kedrick is the head coach at Stonebridge, and that Kerry, what does he carry? The DC.
The DC and Rock is on it.
He's the offensive coach.
But y'all still had 2 ex-guys on y'all side, so that's why I made sure.
So who are the guys on your side? You and who else?
So me, Will Montgomery,
Will Montgomery,
and then
okay.
Todd Storm. He was the coach here last year, and then
I didn't
Coach
know Will
Rock.
coached with you, man.
He coaches there too. He was the coach here last year. So 2 NFL coaches and then 2 NFL players that were here last year. So, pretty cool. Pretty not a super exciting game.
It was not. I must say, it was
so
not.
y'all beat them though?
We beat them 14-10.
Oh, it was a tough game. It was one of those kind of games.
It went back and forth.
So I will say that's the best defense we've played all year.
Yeah.
They need some. Got to find some playmakers on offense.
On offense. That's
So
all
they need to go out there and do a little recruiting.
You can't say that, but yeah, they do.
Yeah, you can't say that, but
Come on,
we know everybody does.
I've been saying we in the NIL. We in the money now.
Florida high school kids getting NIL deals.
That's
so
crazy.
They stole my daughter's
I'm pretty
NIL.
sure it's going to come up here. And,
Did they really already?
Already.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Yeah.
She in high school. She a junior.
NIL already.
Yeah, high school, man.
Wow.
Man, come on, man.
I just met a guy the other day. He's an NIL agent. Remember the guy at the distillery?
Yeah, most definitely.
He say, man, it is the best being an agent for that than being an agent, for the pro, the pro agents.
Players
Man,
it's
it's crazy.
coming, man.
Yeah,
money.
I feel like everyone I talk to now, that's like, oh, I'm trying to be an agent. It's not, I want to be a sports agent. It's I want to be an NIL agent now.
Like, how is a team like Penn State and USC gonna survive in the NIL when
Dude, they got cash, man.
But
They're
they ain't got
cash
the
rich.
name of the players on back of the jerseys. I need representation.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna survive in the NIL age and my name ain't even represented on my jersey?
I wonder if that's even a factor, honestly. It'd be interesting. Like, because the tight end from Penn State, is he a big enough celebrity to, I don't know. It's an interesting question.
Well, guess what? I would have probably knew Theo Johnson a little bit more if I turned on the Penn State game and seen the name Johnson on back of the jersey.
That's true. And we're going to talk about the Giants and Theo Johnson's the tight end for them here in a little bit. But first, the other big game. Not the Friday night game, the Sunday game.
The other one.
The other one, right? Obviously.
History.
Very exciting game. And I thought, if you haven't seen it, the Commanders won.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Well, if you've been living on the moon for the last weekend, all right.
And they won on a Hail Mary, last-second Hail Mary. And
I call it the Hail Noah.
The what?
The Hail Noah.
No, it's a Holy Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
No, it's Hail Noah.
Because he caught it.
Yes, because Noah caught it, and our moniker is Hail Noah. So the Bears thought they was going to win the game.
I don't know if that's going to catch on.
Noah. They did.
Hell Noah.
But I thought Jason actually had this idea. It'd be a fun idea to talk about maybe the Mount Rushmore of
last minute wins?
No, of just like of those moments for the Washington Commanders of the last 20, 25 years. 25
because
to me, like, that's got to be, like, I don't even know. How many faces?
Probably like 1A.
4 faces on Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously
1A.
you got the big presidents on there, George Washington, the big dogs up there. This feels like that.
This is the pinnacle.
Doesn't it feel that way?
This is the pinnacle, all right?
Yeah, because Hail Mary's in a class of their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hail Marys are one of those things like this is just a heave and a hope.
Yep. That's
and a
all
prayer.
it is. No skill.
A heave, hope, and a prayer. You know what I mean? And when you come down with one of those, it's not like it was like, it was in the game of play. You know what I mean? It was like, this second left on the clock, 2 seconds left on the clock. Let's just hope this happens, or hope this come down in somebody's of our color, team hands. And it's crazy, man.
Jaden say that's his first one ever.
Really?
So that just tells you, like, the quarterbacks don't hit these plays.
Yeah,
like Aaron Rodgers have spoiled people.
I've been in so many Hail Marys, man, and just running down there like, bro, we not finna catch this damn ball.
No, let me ask you, have you ever caught a Hail Mary?
Hell no.
Have you ever been close?
Hell no. First of all, I was never the guy that jumped. I was always either the front guy or the back guy, and it never either get to the front or the back. It's always just in that pile of guys. It just sinks.
Yeah.
Somebody catch a pick or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I never got nowhere near.
Yeah, you know they don't like to give us props for them Hail Mary picks either, but we take them.
Oh, you
gotta take them.
Yeah.
You gotta take
every time.
Gotta take them, but then you like your guys on defense be like, we gonna count that? Yeah.
Hey, it goes down to your stat, right?
Don't say how the interception happened, just the interception.
Yeah, I remember Mike Shanahan used to say, I don't like throwing Hail Marys before at halftime because it gets the quarterback messed up psychologically because if they throw a pick, they don't like it.
That's why Jaden said his only focus was to make sure he didn't throw it out of the end zone. Mm-hmm. Then I was talking to my guy, he was like, quarterback, we all like to throw him out the end zone so it don't go against us. Mm-hmm. Like, they were like—
Seriously?
No, they say when quarterbacks, when they hear a Hail Mary at halftime, I'm throwing this out the end zone. That's why you see so many of them go out the end zone. Yeah. They don't want that on their stat line.
And also, I think the thing that makes this play so special, and we'll talk about a couple other plays here in a minute that maybe could be the other three on here, is the situation. So they score, right? Mm-hmm. Chicago does. Yeah. And then it's—
Go for two now.
Yeah. And then there's 30 seconds
30 seconds.
Left, and you're like, there's no possible way.
I didn't feel like that. I must say,
I felt like we had time.
Scott Jackson.
I thought we was gonna get a chance to get a field goal at first. I was like, man, we got a chance.
You don't like to lie. I was sitting there. Me and Scott was sitting there, and I was like, Scott, this game ain't over. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, man.
So you had a thought. I mean, part of me was like, maybe they can get, but like, there was so little. I don't remember the exact amount of time. But
I tell you like this, I felt just knowing what they do every game right before the half when you get the ball, that hurry up offense was going to get us down there. Yeah. Then when I thought that when Terry caught that out, I'm like, okay, we can kick a field goal. But they didn't know we was still that far. Yeah. I was like, damn, we can't even kick a field goal. Yeah. So now I'm sitting there like, well, the Hail Mary part of it, I can't tell you that I was confident about that. I wasn't. Because I was like, damn, dog, we let this one get away. Yeah. And I swear to you, I kid you not, I'm sitting there watching it. And the only thing why he's running around, like the first time he stood there for a little while, then he busted to the right. Right, yeah. As he going to the right, I'm like, man, only Hail Mary I seen completed this year was Shador Sanders. I'm watching the game. What if, before I can get the other part of it out, the crowd erupt? Remember, I'm in the tunnel, so I can see the TV. So it's a little delayed. The crowd erupt. I say, did he catch it? Yeah. Hot dogs, mustard, ketchup, somebody had something and it just splattered everywhere, and we was in there just jumping for joy, man. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
It is crazy. I think there was 19 seconds left in the game. So this is it.
Because we had that runoff, remember?
This is the thing that got me, though. 19 seconds with one timeout. Yeah. It's a really tough situation to get down in field goal range, especially because Austin Seibert, while he's been super consistent kicking field goals,
we don't know how long.
Doesn't have the biggest leg. I think his long this year is 53 yards. Yeah. So I was like, man, if you had two timeouts, you could definitely do it.
Get down here.
Yeah. But we only have one, so you're going to have one shot in the middle of the field. Yeah. You're going to take your timeout. You're going to have 5 seconds run off the clock. You're going to be right around 12 seconds. You can't do anything to the middle of the field. They're going to defend the sideline. It's going to be really challenging. And I don't know, man. It just was super impressive. Again, the end of game operation, all that kind of stuff. But are there any other plays? I think Tana probably has a couple of them. Yeah. That you say deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore of.
Of course, the Cowboy game with Santana. Right. Because all hope seemed to be.
That one seems even more unlikely.
That you would do it twice. Yeah. All right. Then it's also Sean Taylor, picking up the field. Picking up the fumble. Oh,
didn't he block
field goal?
He blocked it and returned it, right? That was crazy.
Troy Vincent blocked it. Yeah, and then Sean picked it up and scattered. So that Jacksonville game is up there. I'm not sure if it's Mount Rushmore, but the Jacksonville game in overtime in 06 that I had a walk-off catch, pretty cool. It's up there. I'm not sure if it's able to be at the top 4, but it was just the moment because that game and how much was riding on at that 06 we sucked. You know what I mean? And right there, it was early in the season. And we had a chance to really kind of that was like a staple that said, okay, maybe we get a run. Yeah. And after that, I think they set Mark Monero down. But that game was one of those games that I say, the feeling, you talking about how the stadium erupted, it felt the same way. Because everybody from the sideline was in the back of the end zone with me. You know?
I think LeVar had a play, LeVar Arrington, my rookie year in 05. The 5th game of the year, we playing the Panthers. We're 0-4 at the time. LeVar picks the ball off, runs it back for a touchdown to win the game.
Oh, really?
We haul off and win 7 straight games.
Yeah, that Minnesota game, though, I ain't gonna lie. The way that when Robert took that down,
it felt like that.
I remember sitting. I'm in the game, so I run a little. I guess you call it the little
zig route.
Yeah, you go in and come back out,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting. I knew I wasn't gonna get the ball, and I literally watched Robert run the whole time. And as he hit the sideline, I'm like, no one's catching this dude. And then it was a guy from Minnesota was
humping.
I was like, damn, he got a little gear.
Yeah.
But if you look at the stands at the time,
it erupted.
It was like mayhem. I mean, everybody. And as a player, being in the play, I'm just like, damn, thank God. You know what I mean? You know, we needed that.
Yeah.
But that goes to show you how, you know, his legend grew that year too, because he had plays like that, moments like that.
That Saints game, he had that play with Pierre. Then he come and make that run.
Cowboys game.
Yeah. So it's been some plays, but this one,
this
one is special because it's part of a special year.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think sorry to cut you off, Fred, but like the thing you just mentioned is like the LeVar Arrington thing leads to 7 wins. The RG3 thing, we end up winning 7 games straight that year, right?
Yeah.
It feels like it represents something more. I think it represents hope. And also I think just the unlikely nature of the play, you know, like how dramatic it was.
It's a 1,000,001 play.
Yeah.
Like it just is not going to happen. And these become catalysts, right? Like we said, it catapult, because then it ain't like you're feeling invulnerable, but you're feeling like the football gods are in our favor.
Yeah, in our
like
favor.
the ball is bouncing our way.
Yeah.
Well, so many years this ball never bounced our way. So it's more than just talent and more than just coaching. Y'all know this, man. Like once we get on the road, some of these guys probably ain't changed socks since week 2 because they been in their bag. You see what I'm saying? So you know how we get.
It always cracks me up because one of the ops guys, you know, one of the guys that does like all the trips in the buses, he grows a mustache every time we win, and he doesn't cut it, and his thing's getting real bushy. Real bushy up top.
Yeah.
So all those like little
Is
tricks,
it gonna start to curve
the
up?
beards, you know, the haircuts, the shirts, all that kind of stuff. You're starting to see it around the building, which is pretty cool. So let's talk about like the setup. We talked about it a little bit, right? And so again, 19 seconds or whatever it was, they get there's an incompletion, then they get the completion, which is kind of a cross ball throw, all that whole stuff. Let's talk about that 13-yard out, maybe to start.
They started.
And I want to say to Tana, because I remember with Kyle, I remember with pretty much every coach, we would rep that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the exact rule, but it's like pretty much if it's free access and there's over 8 seconds left, 8 seconds plus, and it's a Hail Mary situation, and they give you free access, we're going to run a 5-yard out. Does that sound right to you?
It sounds right, but I remember also with Cal, and you can like tell me if I'm wrong or right. We had a guy that ran a corner route too.
So we had 2 different
because
versions of the play.
we knew that they're going to try to stop the out. So you would run the corner. So because now it's space there too. So if they stop the out, you got that
going
corner.
to the corner. And
I'm not sure if it was in the same play. So correct me if I'm wrong.
So at the end of half, there's a 2-minute situation there too. When a defense runs picket fence, so they line up the corner, they line up a linebacker, they line up a safety, there's 3 guys, and they're usually spaced about 5 yards apart. We would run a play like Tana's describing, where you run a 5-yard route, you run a corner, and then you run a pylon, right? So there's 3 levels to that throw. And the idea is that the picket fence stops all 3. So that's an actual play call that we have as an offense.
How you remember all these damn names,
man?
man?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I said
he called them out, and I be saying like, well, that sounds familiar. Like,
y'all run levels all the time in that situation. The only one way we can combat it is to run levels ourselves.
Yeah.
But we're gonna let the short dude catch the ball.
Yeah. And so this is a little bit different because it is a Hail Mary situation. But if you have free access, and again, it has to be more than 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Because if it's less than 8 seconds,
you can't clock it.
You can't clock it. So if it's free access and we're at kind of the 45, 50, 45-yard area, the receiver automatically just runs it out to the single receiver side, which in this case was Terry. Complete the ball, you gain 5 yards, 10 yards, whatever it is, and you put yourself in a more advantageous spot for that. And the thing about that gets me is that just seems like good, well thought out ball. You understand the situation, you understand the time available to you, you understand the side adjustment, and maybe they called it in the huddle, I don't know. But then for the Bears coach to come out and be like, that play doesn't matter, I think is a little bit
And that's why they lost.
Short-sighted.
Well, think about it. It's not a player within 10 yards of Terry when he makes that catch.
But that's why that plays in, though.
That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, like, if Greg Williams, we on those plays, we're not giving up that. We're not giving. All us got assignment. Yeah, and everybody has to do their assignment. We're not trying to give up any completions, period.
I kid you not. You'll never see another team that have a look like theirs when it comes to, regardless if they was protecting the end zone or whatever it may be, thinking like, okay, they have no hope to. It don't matter what they do up there. Every time I've ever ran a Hail Mary, and I ran a lot of them before the half, sometime later in the game. You never saw where the corner. It was no one on the sideline waiting for you.
It's always somebody.
There's always someone there. So when
they would just carry you.
And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, bro, I never saw this where a guy Terry's just by himself. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking. I'm like, well, he got to clear out. They throw it now. It was 6 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
Through the out, it was 2 seconds. 6 seconds on the clock. My bad. Through the out, then now it's 2. So that meant everything because now you just gave him that much more room to now hopefully get this ball down there.
Well, the thing that gets me about it is like the ball that he ends up throwing, I think would have landed right
at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, 4-3-ish yard line.
So take those yards back.
So imagine if you took away 13 yards.
Yes.
Like, where's that ball landing? So for the coach of the Bears to be like, didn't matter. It's like the ball wouldn't have been in the end zone.
Well, they had a couple of dudes that nobody else would have did that. They had the linebacker shadowing Jaden. So you're taking one person out of your jump situation right there, and you're taking one more person from the sideline.
And then you got your guy who's, I think he put more pressure on us than I've seen in a long time, Montez Sweat on the sideline, because he was dealing with
the sideline?
He was on the sideline.
Oh, my gosh.
He wasn't in the game. So you had so much going wrong for you at that time. And then you had my poor compadre. Well, I didn't play with him, but my UM brethren.
It took a hurricane to do it.
He was over there.
That's a wacky
He said it took a hurricane to do it.
It took a hurricane to do it.
That's a wacky bit by the guy,
bro,
man.
I felt so. Hey, I want to DM and say thank you, but I said no. I ain't gonna add fuel to it. You know what I mean? Nah, but it just was like. But think about it. Put yourself in them shoes. It's over. That's how he thinking. Like, man, it's over, man. Damn, we done came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he waving by, it's all good, and
talking trash.
They look, but you gotta see the clip that they showing on someone sent it to me last night. They DM'd it to me. And they say it's funny that he's sitting here talking, but the Bears fans are pointing at him. And you see all the Bears fans in the bottom left corner of the end zone pointing like,
turn
around.
Yeah.
And oh man, I know he feel like he want to crawl under a rock right now.
I found the group of fans that got his attention. It's one of my guys that he owned Augie's Beer Garden in Alexandria. His name is Chad.
Okay.
They interviewed him on the radio on the Junkies this morning. They talked about
Chad was the one that was going back and forth with him?
Got his attention.
How did he even hear him?
Because you know what, if we the reason DBs if we turn to the fans, the fans are sitting right there. And plus, he was kind of egging them.
Yeah.
So once he started to egg them, Chad and them say they started to drop some bombs at him, blah blah blah, and before they know it, they said the ball was hiked and old boy was still yapping. And then what really did it was not only did he 360 turn, right? He 360 turns. Runs to the pack, jumps higher than everybody.
Yeah, he knocked the ball
Tips the ball. He is the whole reason for the play. And Noah Brown catches the ball to act like I done this 93 times. All right, listen, it was it was karma.
Yeah.
That's what I want to call it, the hell karma play. Because it has so much karma in this play.
Well, when you really watch it too, man, it's crazy because it wasn't like he just ran to it after he turned around. He had to protect because he was sitting back there shadowing. Oh, okay, he's on this side. And then when he runs over there, I'm saying to myself, so when I listened to the coach talk about it, he said, well, his job was to box Noah out. So the coach basically was throwing him under the bus even more.
The coach said that.
He wasn't supposed to even jump.
No, because he's supposed to be at the back of the diamond.
He's supposed to box Noah out. Yeah. So they were like,
let's talk about this.
Let alone he went out there and was taunting.
He did
then he go out there and didn't do his job. Let me go on this thing and save the world. And
and blew it.
Dude.
I feel bad
So,
for
yeah,
him
let's
a
talk
little
about the diamond real quick. So, anytime you run a Hail Mary, you got a jumper, so the guy in the middle, who always gets messed up and, like, never touches the football. And then there's a guy in front, there's a guy right behind. And so, usually, Fred, maybe you can talk about this more educated than I can, but usually you have people assigned defensively to each spot.
Yeah, we call it a diamond.
Yeah.
All right, the front of the diamond, the back of the diamond, the middle of the diamond. If I'm in the front of the diamond, I'm boxing out whatever receiver y'all got there for waiting on the tip. If I'm at the back of the diamond, I'm going to get in between that dude in the back
and then
the pile.
Yeah.
Then we got the middle of the diamond, and there go the guys that we hoping, we telling them to do this, to knock the ball down this way.
Knock it forward.
Every Friday or Saturday, I forget which one, we would do a walkthrough, end of game scenario. We'd always do a Hail Mary.
I always do a Hail Mary.
Always do a Hail Mary. And the one coaching point that I vividly remember, every team I ever played on, even in college, was like the defensive coaches just screaming, knock it down.
No, and
knock it down.
What we trying to do? Free pick. Free, like, we don't get free picks. You got to work for picks.
I remember rerunning the play because people would catch it. They'd be like, no, do it again, knock it down. And so, like,
that's hard to do. Somebody like throw money up in the air at you, and then somebody say, "Don't you touch that money, not me." Da 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 da. Hey,
super smooth.
Hey, you don't think about this. Think about this. Think about you as a tight end, and it's the last play of the game.
And you ain't had no catch. And you ain't had no catch.
You ain't got no catch, and they just loft it up there to you.
Like,
and in the back of your head, you like, I'm supposed to knock this thing down, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it, man. Listen, man, that's where temptation, game plan, and people all come in one.
Because I'm sure they've talked about end of game scenario in Chicago. I'm sure they've talked about
Every
it.
defensive
But
coordinator
to Jaden's credit too, though, man.
buying time is what did
Not
that.
even that. Where the ball, how high the ball was, no one could knock it down because it was high enough where
it was dropping down.
They only could get one hand on it. You know what I mean? So, but also that kid wasn't supposed to touch the ball, so he should have just went out there and did his job, and maybe the guys there.
Dude,
in that area
I couldn't stop laughing because he was over there dancing, doing the stanky leg. Listen to me, this dude. And then what I really couldn't stop laughing is he is still going while I see Noah Brown.
They boogie. They boogie. No, that boogie, he was like this.
Yeah. When you see him turn around, he panics. Like he flat out panics.
Oh my God,
this
bro.
gonna go down this stupidest play of all time.
It's kind of like, who's that defensive lineman? Is it Ronnie Lott?
Oh my God.
Leon Lett.
Leon Lett.
Yeah,
thank you.
Like the city of Chicago will never forget this.
Bro.
Like, I don't care if this
I
dude
hate
get 10
to
picks
see
this
him
year.
go get something to eat this week.
Oh,
He can't do nothing.
My God.
He can't.
Boy, them boys in Chicago be looking at him.
Like,
man, look
come
here.
on. Like, this is
And
one
it's
of those
crazy
things
because
you
he
can't
had
wipe it off. You can't wipe
He
this
had a
off.
solid game. I mean, if you think about
No,
it.
he had a very good game.
Yeah, I mean, he got bumped, that one time, and, by Terry.
It happens.
The other time, I think they robbed us from a touchdown from when Ertz. I
Yep.
mean, that was a touchdown.
I think that was a touchdown, too.
Touchdown.
That's tough.
That, But he was on that play. He had significant plays in that game that,
Good place.
can really give him a benefit of doubt. Say he had a pretty productive day, but
Yeah, so I think it's just in
Gotta
review.
finish it.
In review, I think it felt like the Commanders did everything right, and Chicago kind of did everything wrong.
We say ball don't lie. I think we should have just won that game. It was some plays there in that
We
game.
left so much on the field.
Yeah, and I think the ball bounced our way because we was favored because we should have won it. We should have won it outright and should have been in a situation of us sitting there.
We needed a Hail Mary.
So,
The football gods, right?
Yeah, the football gods.
No, they shining on us, man. Take a little luck to win these games.
So yeah, obviously very excited about that game and how that game ended. And a lot of conversation coming out of this game is Jaden Daniels MVP conversation, Rookie of the Year MVP type stuff. Is it too early to be having that kind of conversation?
If you keep doing this on national TV.
Yeah, I don't think it's too early.
And I would say, if you keep making these plays on national TV, he went and beat Joe Burrow in Cincinnati on national TV with class. He comes out and throw these, like, when you have these moments that the year is defined by, right now, the biggest play of the year in the NFL is dead Hail Mary.
That Hail Mary.
Like, dead Hail Mary is the biggest play, and Jaden Daniels is the one throwing that ball. Like, they ain't gonna talk about Noah Brown, the person that caught it. They talking about the person who threw.
And not only him throwing the ball, being the one, who threw the ball, came into the game with a hurt rib.
Yeah.
So with all that, you know what I mean? So much riding on this game, didn't have that much work practice-wise, throughout the week. One day of practice and go out there and still throw for the most he's thrown for this whole season.
300. Nobody's talking about it.
I mean, significant key moments in the game where he went and got first downs off of doing the thing that they probably came in the game saying, yeah, he's here, but he's not going to run the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's so much. It's so many things that he did that you can point out and say, man, this is why the legend grows. You know what I mean? Not only that pass, but it's just like he had moments in the game that had us where we was at for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw that ball to Terry and Terry just missed it, but he threw it right.
Yeah.
Because it was a guy underneath Terry.
Yeah.
So he couldn't throw it like he
On
wanted
the
to.
line.
He put it high enough where Terry jumped too quick.
Yeah.
Went through Terry's hands. That's not like him. Next play, I'm gonna hit you down the field for a 60-yarder. So it's just stuff like that, man. It just shows you why this kid is being praised the way he is and why he brings the energy he brings to this offense.
Yeah, in this game, maybe statistically, obviously yards-wise is his best game, but not maybe as efficient. I think he was 21 for 38, I think, if that sounds right.
Yeah.
But honestly, one of my favorite games to watch in terms of going back and watching the All-22. Given the stuff about the week, like he's not going to practice that much, he didn't practice that much, the physical toughness, the competitive toughness, the accuracy, the ball placement, and he had 21 completions, but he also had probably 5 drops in this game.
Yeah.
And I just think they were explosive plays, his ability to elevate in kind of bad situations, scramble for first downs. Like, I know I'm reiterating a lot what you said there, Tana, but there was something different about this game compared to like Cincinnati, where he was like, I felt like he was making kind of big boy plays, and each and every week he just seems to be getting better. And the fact he did it on a limited practice schedule is also kind of crazy.
And you got to think too, because people fail to realize is that not only is it hurting him to be out there, it hurting the guys that's catching his passes. Because if I don't get to feel that ball enough, now that's why you get a Noah Brown dropping a pass that he caught 100 times already this year. You know what I mean? Same thing with Eckler. Like these guys have made these plays, and all of a sudden today they dropping them. It's because they hadn't had it enough. They hadn't seen it or touched it enough.
Yeah.
And that's why I used to always tell you why when I was nicked up or injured, I still practiced because I wanted to feel the ball. I wanted to feel the rhythm of the game or how we was doing things in practice. So it's not fresh or new to me, come Sunday.
I think also the usual MVP suspects are having suspect years.
Yeah.
The Pat Mahomes, and they having his best year. Yeah. I think Lamar's having.
I often say Lamar's up there.
He having a hell of a year, but they lost.
They just lost
to another team.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about as far as what he has been done.
Saying, the Josh Allens of the world. So then now here come this rookie. This doing thing, and then it also got to do with that trophy case already. Dude ain't been in the league but 7-8 weeks.
Yeah,
and he done won Rookie of the Week pretty much every week.
Every week.
All right, so it's. I think that's stacking up, and the fact that we've been down so long, and now we are the national sweethearts. Yeah. Somebody got to get that love, and they're gonna give it to the quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. And to Tana's point, this is something about catching the football. Like every quarterback throws it a little bit different. Yes. So if Marcus is out there practicing, like the ball spin, the RPM, the angle, whatever it is, like if you're not catching with the right guy,
I'll be the first to tell you, bro.
Yeah, it'll jack you up, no doubt. The other thing I was going to say is, I think that's a great point, Fred, about us being the darlings. The thing I wanted to ask though, it's like it's only been for 8 weeks. Yeah. Like he's got to keep it going though, right? Like
you got to finish what you started.
Yeah,
you got to finish what you started.
I guess the question is, do you think he's capable of doing it?
I think he is.
I think so. I think because the man is grounded. You know what I mean? It's different if he out here being Fred Smoot, what I mean by that is in the streets.
We all know what it means. Don't need to elaborate.
If he in the streets bad, hey, Hoss, where you headed after that? Hey, this put Fred Smoot with a 5 jersey on. He just threw a Hail Mary. Hey, Hoss, where we at tonight?
I could not imagine.
They'll be toting down independence on people's shoulders.
Already.
Rocky style.
Fred probably done text me before I even got to my locker. I might have been doing the press conference. He said, "Hey, how we at my house first? We gonna shoot a little dice first, Hall, and then we gonna have a couple of drinks before we hit the club tonight. All right." Be there sharp now.
I like that these guys don't take themselves too serious, man.
Yeah. So I say that because, and I'm just joking, but we have had moments like that. Yeah. But Fred ain't the guy. He wasn't the quarterback, so he can do that.
I can do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think this guy's grounded, and it's one thing to sit here and see, this doesn't happen by luck. People look at it and say, that was lucky. Yes, but lucks come to those who
put preparation in there.
Prepared for the moment. You know what I mean? They make luck look like it's something that was supposed to happen because of the hours that they put into it. And I think that's what we've been hearing from day one from Jaden. He's putting in time. He's going out there doing the little things. Yeah, of course, like he said, man, I was praying. I was making sure that I was, into it. I was working. I was trying to make sure this thing was right because he knew, man, if I do all that, now I'm going to get in here and get this film work in. Like, bro, he was making throws in the pocket that we was waiting to see that he could have possibly made the first week.
Yeah.
He's making it now because we hurt ribs. And I was sitting there like, did you see that? Did you see that one to Zach Ertz? Did you see that one to Noah? I'm like, he's throwing this thing in the pocket in time. And that's the stuff you want to see from your quarterback because now you say how dynamic he is when he escapes the pocket. But no, look what he did when they made him sit in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's just by chance or by luck, man.
And he got too many weapons to kind of slow down when I'm talking about himself, weaponizing himself. A quarterback with legs is always going to have flashier plays than a quarterback without legs.
Yeah.
So the games in the future where he can't push the ball down the field, he still got that element of running the ball.
How many years Lamar been doing what he's been doing?
6, 7 years, 8 years. Yeah.
Okay, so and it's effortless to these guys.
Yeah.
Like him and Lamar both, it's effortless. Like
they ain't got time to do that.
And this is no, indictment to RG. When we saw RG escape that pocket, it was like we knew he was one of the fastest guys ever, but he didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That wasn't something that he wanted to do. It was just in him.
Yeah.
And we wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
With this guy, he knows this is my gift.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break this pocket because this is what I have that they can't stop.
Yeah, they can't.
And
it's 10 on 11.
And I'm gonna give us another first, Moody's change, and then now we can reset and do this thing and try it again. So I just think, and I made that, comment because I see Lamar and the game is so slow to him because he's so much ahead of them when he knows I can escape the pocket at any given time. I'm going to get those 4 or 5 yards that they don't want to give me in the air. I'm going to get them with my legs. And I think that's what Jaden has the understanding that I have a gift and I'm going to use it well. I'm not going to, put myself in harm's way, but I'm going to use it when I need to use it.
I think what people really saw this game was the difference between the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick. As erratic as Caleb was, Jalen was composed.
Yeah.
All right. Jalen looked like the more polished passer. Both of them got strong guns. I watched Caleb doing warm-ups. I was blown away.
Now, I'm going to tell you, too, Caleb, blew me away with how he escaped the pocket because we should have had 5 or 6 sacks.
Yeah. Listen.
And he got out of harm's way 1,000,000 times. Bro.
I will repeat again.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, when we look back 15 years from now, this will be the best quarterback class of all time.
Wow.
I have said it on a couple of occasions, on numerous occasions. This class right here, Bo Nix. We ain't even seen
Michael Penix.
Yeah, we ain't seen
JJ
Penix.
McCarthy.
I forgot about Penix.
God. I think this gonna be the best class of all time.
Yeah, really excited for that rivalry to continue. And, Caleb Williams to develop. Defense did a really nice job. I thought the defense back end played much better coverages.
They did.
Much better to their leverages. They rushed better. But to your point, Fred, I think the rivalry is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And the other thing I just want to return to the MVP conversation for 1 second, then we can move on, is the reason I bring up and I ask the question is, like, can he sustain it, is because it's so hard to be as good as he's been week in and week out.
But this is who he is.
I think that's the thing, though. It's like you're kind of waiting because he's a rookie.
To
I'm
come back there.
kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Oh, he's going to have a game where he looks like a rookie, where he's not taking care of the football. But he just keeps getting better and better. And you got to give credit to Cliff in terms of how he's filling the games.
I was going to say a lot of this stuff, too, man. It's one thing of saying, and I'm going to try to put this in the best words I can. I've been a part of games where the scheme was what it was.
Yeah.
It's a great scheme. But the plays that we made in those formations, those different,
route combinations.
At some time, I'm like, we was lucky to get that done.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Like, the Hail Mary's been the luckiest thing we've seen so far from us.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, give a lot of credit to Cliff Kingsbury, yes, because he's putting him in situations where
He don't have to overthink things.
He don't have to overthink it, but you either gonna be right or wrong, and he's been right. So he knows this guy here, he can process it faster than most guys in his shoes. So I'm gonna put him in something where he got to process this thing right, and he got to throw it to the right guy. I've seen one pass last week where he threw it to a guy that was covered by 2 men, but he threw it perfectly because he threw it outside. Yeah. And Stevenson, again, he was on that play. He was holding Noah's arm. He coming out of the curl route. It was a safety over the top. Stevenson kind of was off, so I'm not sure if they was in cover 4 or not, but it was that they both was on the same plane, and Stevenson grabbed Noah's arm coming out of that curl. But guess what? Jaden threw it to the outside and low. You know what I mean? So to me, I think that was like the one time I say, I don't know if he read right. But I just feel like Cliff has been putting him in a great situation time after time and saying, okay, at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you how you see it. And he's been on. He's been spot on. So I don't think none of this stuff has been lucky to him.
Round 1 in this new rivalry goes to Jaden Daniels. Round 1. But I got a feeling these guys gonna run into each other a lot. You gotta realize if they gonna elevate their team to playoff teams, Washington and Chicago gonna have to go through each other to try to get to the Super Bowl.
And then both teams are pretty decent. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying decent because I don't want to say they're great teams because it's still early. But they're both,
and they got some youth.
And the way you win in this league is by having a great defense and a great run game. Mm-hmm. And to me, I think both teams have just that going for themselves.
Yeah, obviously we're all really excited about what Jaden can be, and I think he's been playing at close to an MVP caliber level. Let's see if that can continue. Obviously, great to get the Hail Mary. Always fun to talk about that.
Hail Noah.
But we got to turn the next page because if he's going to win the MVP, he's got to keep playing well. And we got the New York Giants coming in. I think defensively they are underrated.
Oh no, they're very good defensively
because of how bad their offense has been.
Yeah, Daniel
so
Jones.
I don't know when we want to start the preview here. If we want to start with the offense, defense. Your kind of call. I think
you the man.
You don't want to talk about the rookies?
You can talk about the rookies. Go ahead.
All right. Well, PFF got the Giants rookies as the best rookie class right now and got us at number 2 as we continue to be at the top of lists.
And so like Drew Phillips is their nickel, number 22. He is an outstanding football player, man. Yeah. Highly competitive, very physical, got great ball skills. Tyler Nubin, he's playing good football right now. He's a safety from Minnesota.
Yeah.
We got Theo Johnson, the tight end. He's starting to come along a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
He's a big
old boy.
Big body. He's like 6'6", 6'7", can attack the seam and is starting to show up in the run game a little bit. And then Malik Neighbors, obviously, is like 60% of their offense. So they do have pieces. And the guy that's not even on here is Tracy Porter, the running back from Purdue, who's a converted wide receiver. So when you look at all the explosive elements of their offense, specifically on the skill positions, it's all rookies.
Yeah.
And I do think they're playing really, really well. The problem offensively for them is that their offensive line's getting banged up. Their left tackle's hurt. They're kind of moving some pieces around. Their right guard is hurt. And Daniel Jones is starting to look like
Daniel Jones.
Like they had done a good job early in the season, I felt like, of insulating him a little bit.
Yeah.
They'd increased the protection, they'd made it a little bit better, and then all of a sudden now it's back to turnover, pressure.
They also handle him in such a reckless way.
What do you mean?
They have him running these quarterback powers and these things.
He's Josh Allen all over again. They try to make him Josh Allen.
But they still protect Josh in a way from himself. It's like they playing Daniel Jones like a crash dummy. No. Like they calling it.
It does feel that way.
Don't it feel that way to you? Like they just calling the play and don't care about his well-being. It's just.
I think he's shown time and time again that when things break down, he runs better than most of the guys like himself, and that's why you get his OC/head coach that's saying, hey, this is what I did with Josh Allen. You know what I mean? I can call some of these plays because he has a similar body type, and he seems to have a little wiggle when he gets past the line of scrimmage. So I don't think it's reckless for them to do that with him. I mean, you saw when we played him the first time, that was all their offense, him and Neighbors.
Yeah.
Him running,
but you can't.
And Neighbors, catching down there.
But usually
15.
they have a guy on the edge. When I say they are literally running powers with him.
You see it in college a lot, quarterback power, because usually that guy's a bigger, stronger guy
than everybody else.
In the NFL, man, you're going to get.
It ain't like that.
You're going to get jacked up.
We don't like the quarterbacks and D tackles. You don't want them meeting most of the game.
But I think too, if you look at it when he did it against us, they must be did it schematically, just knowing that these guys going to try to get sacks. They're rushing upfield, so we can call it now because it's going to be a gap that's going to be wide open right here. And I feel like couple of times they got us. Last time we played them, they run it twice, 2 or 3 times. And I was sitting there like, man, what the hell is this? Why is he running in between the tackle like this and it's wide open? Who's there? Who's supposed to be there? So I don't know. I don't know if they're calling it right or they just
against Pittsburgh. That was the wrong game plan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It just
Pittsburgh was ready for it because they saw it already.
Listen,
they saw
it was the wrong. And then me myself, I just know how they cuddle these quarterbacks and make sure that's the last person we want hurt. I just don't feel that love.
So maybe they say, man, let's get him up out of here. We done paid him. Go ahead and rock that bell one time.
It come off as crash dummy to me. Yeah. It comes off like that to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And they lead the NFL in drop passes. Like they're just, it's like the offensive line's not protecting super well. They're not catching the football super well. So when I watch the Giants, sometimes I'm like Brian Dable. You mentioned the quarterback runs.
Yeah,
he's just looking for something.
Yeah.
What is the thing for this game? And when they went to the playoffs, when was that? 3 years ago now?
That was the worst thing ever could have happened.
Terrible mistake, but he did such a good job each week of being like, this is our wrinkle.
Yeah.
And it was enough to throw teams off, give them a little bit of an edge. And then now I feel like they're having a really hard time finding the wrinkle. Yes.
What can we do consistently well?
Yeah.
Throw it to Malik Neighbors, give him 19 chances a game to catch passes.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I'm just saying,
your best player.
That's what they do. Like, I can say this as a corner. In my 100 years of playing football, high school, college, pros, I have never been on a receiver that got targeted 19 times.
That's crazy.
That's unbelievable. And they did that the first game we played them. They targeted this guy 19 times. I thought that was unbelievable.
I think, too, defensively, when you look back at our first 2 games, we've grown. We've grown together. Mm-hmm. Those guys are playing. I mean, if you want to go back, and I know we done already talked about that game, but, man, talking about swarming to the ball, being there for your brother. I saw a few plays where we was inches away of giving up a first down, and just because of one guy stopping the guy and the team coming, that convoy of, you know how you guys are, man. You hold them up.
Ants on bread. I don't know if y'all ever dropped some honey bun on the ground. You see that? Like St. Juice had that play. Where he stopped the wide receiver and then here comes Frankie Louvu. He coming back. Like, we love that.
Yeah,
because we got you stopped. Your momentum is stopped. Now we just finna pound on you now.
So I like what I've been seeing lately from them guys, and that's one of the reasons why I think you say, they had a stat I heard. Well, you can see it, obviously, the last 2 weeks of these guys holding the teams to
no points in the first half.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal, man. I mean, like, when you're thinking about it, like, who does that from a team of where they was at last year?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, one of the things, thinking back to that first matchup, the Commanders had a really hard time in the secondary of dealing with man-to-man coverage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I look at the game against the Bears, and they seem to be figuring it out.
Yes.
The rush is getting better. They're starting to kind of identify roles where Frankie Louv is the pass rusher, or Deontay Fowler's rushing better, Armstrong is back.
Yep.
Payne, they're working him on stunts.
I think they understand what Coach Witt wants.
Yes.
And I think that's why I told people be patient and let grandma cook, because these guys needed to be in the defense and play the defense to learn the defense. And everybody wanted them, because the offense started off so fast, everybody like, well, why the defense they start? It don't work like that all the time, man. I got a new voice in here that likes me to have a new technique, that also likes me to play a new coverage, just different stuff. It took time.
And that safety play is phenomenal too, man. Like,
Quan is playing some good ball.
The double-digit tackles, and Chin is just reckless abandonment back there. He just, man, I get scared for guys when they're around him, because it seems like when he hitting people, he's doing it with intent to hurt something. And just the way he walk and look at him, I'm like, bro, I don't know what he's saying to these guys out here. But, bro, every time I see them 2 big old ones come at him, he coming to lay the wood.
He ain't there to inflict pain.
Yeah.
He ain't there to inflict pain.
He putting that hat on you, boy. That right there is on you.
But I think that's a great point, Tana. Like, this defense is not the same defense that they saw in the first matchup.
No.
And they had a pretty solid performance. It wasn't their best performance, but it was solid.
But they held them.
But here go the big test for us. This is going to be the first organization, first team, and first coaching staff to play us twice.
That's a great point.
All right, so this is going to be the first team that gets a chance to say, all right, this is my second chance. We are familiar with Cliff Kingsbury. We're familiar with Jaden Daniels. This is going to be a test to me for both coaching staff more than it is the players.
Yeah.
Because they got a beat on us, win, lose, or draw, that nobody else has.
But this is when you become, I guess, cemented as a great offensive coordinator, because And that's why we bring up Cal and their offense. And I guess you can give whoever credit for that offense. Mike Shanahan, Kubiak, whoever you want to give the credit to. What I've seen in being on offenses, and you think about it, you talking to two guys who played offense, but you're talking to a guy in Logan who knows offense like the back of his hand. Bro, the way you beat guys, you show them what you think they saw before.
You layer it.
You show them, hey, this is what you practice. This is what you practice in. You saw this last time, huh? Now I'm gonna hit your banana in the tailpipe. Go ahead and bleep that, Jason. But you know what I'm saying?
I heard it coming out of his mouth.
But I'm just saying, that's how you become, and this is what Cliff has shown us already. Teams that watch film, they're coming to the game with the same kind of thing. Like, okay, we haven't played them twice, but we saw this last week. I'm gonna show it to you again. And guess what? Not every time I'm not gonna switch it every time. If you can't stop it, you can't stop it. I watched Wes Welker catch the same routes week after week after week after week, because guess what? Everybody knows that this is what he did last week. They're not going to be that dumb and do it again. Yes, we are, until you stop it. So.
And to Tana's point, Cliff has done a great job of that. We have our kind of third down packages. We got guys that run the choice, but who's going to run the choice this week? What formation are we going to run it from? We like that spin, that double dig in thing. And how are we going to get to it this week? Are we going to motion to it? We're going to shift to it. We're going to get in a tight. We're going to be wide. And so I think Cliff has shown, Cliff's done a great job of kind of layering it, but can he continue to do it? And again, I think back to the first matchup, and obviously this was the team that kind of highlighted some red zone issues. Like, can you what's the plan for red 2? You're going to see probably a lot of red 2, some red quarters. What is our plan to defeat that? Because, again, we can't get bogged down. And, again, in that game, just like in the Chicago game where we had struggles in the red zone, a lot of that was like self-inflicted.
I was going to say self-inflicted penalties. Penalties caused us
but also we
2 touchdowns, 2 or 3 touchdowns.
But we did not score a touchdown on this team. All I'm saying is
that's what we're saying. Even though it's self-inflicted, you got to, like, whatever the reason.
But I think you think about it too, though. I mean, remember we left that game and we played the Browns next, right? And the first thing we were saying to ourselves, how can we get out of that? Was it the Browns?
It was Cincinnati.
It was Cincinnati.
And then we didn't kick a field goal.
We kicked straight field goals against the Giants, and the first thing we were saying, like, now we're on the road playing against Cincinnati. How can we get these guys ready to now
finish these drives?
Flip it, like score touchdowns. And we went out there and showed you. And that's why I give a lot of credit to the coaching staff, because it seemed like every obstacle, they know how to get around it the next time out. You see what I'm saying? Like they're being faced with, hey, there's a fork in the road. Which way you go? Well, I really don't know. Let me go this way. And boom, you got a dead end. The next time, that fork in the road, they're not going to go the same way. They're going to say, we're going to prepare for this again, and now we're going to have an answer for it this time out. You know what I mean?
I just think it's a difference when we study film compared to when we actually get out on the field and play each other. Like you can sit there and look at the speed of Jaden on the film, but until you really get on that field and feel him running past you, I think it's different. And when you got a beat on the coaching staff, that's when I think it really, that's why I say divisional games, I always call them toss-ups. Because these coaches, the war is really with the coaches, not the players.
So you know what you know what I love about Jaden, and this is why I brought up Lamar. Because yes, they are dynamic with what they can do with their feet, but not only that, they're good ball carriers. See what I'm saying? That's the difference. When you have a quarterback that's a great ball carrier, like a Michael Vick with the ball in his hand, like, yeah, it's one thing of being fast as a quarterback that can escape him. But when you get open and you don't know what to do, smack. You know what I mean? It's a damn car crash. But with these guys, they know what to do suddenly at the right moment to get you out your spot or to get you to stop your feet. And now I'm going to go around you and get these couple of yards and get down. So that's why I love about Jaden game, and I think it travels with him year after year after year, because not only is he a guy that's dynamic with the ball in his hands outside the pocket, he understands how to get those hidden yardage and then get down when he gets them.
I think the best thing he doing is he just protects the ball, man. Like, he don't turn the ball over. I think rookies turn the ball over. Quarterbacks turn the ball over. This guy takes care of the ball, man. And I think that's what's been keeping us in these games, to tell you the truth.
100%. He's been super efficient. And I think this, again, the Giants defense, we talked about the red zone inefficiencies the first game, a little bit self-inflicted, but they are a talented group. And they got Dexter Lawrence. Brian Burns is playing significantly better. Thibodeau's on IR, but they got Ojolari's in. He's got 5
What's the linebacker name I couldn't pronounce last year?
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Okereke.
Okereke.
I think it's
Bobby
Okereke, actually.
Okereke?
Yeah.
And you can't go from Okereke to Okereke.
It's Okereke.
Okereke.
Hey, all I know is he be bringing it.
No, him and
Mike, that Rydell.
Him and Micah McFadden, man, are playing really good inside.
And then you know what? Surprisingly, that Banks, man, what's going on with him? Like,
No, he got benched last night.
But they said he was coming into this week. He had been in the hot seat. So
No, I was asking Logan while we walked out, like, what's going on with these corners these days? Because a lot of them getting benched right now,
man.
and a lot of it got to do with tackling. It ain't got to do with covering. Like, what's his name? Najee jumped over his head last night, and they took him out the game.
Yeah,
man.
And so, but I will say the front's playing good. You can attack the edges of the defense. I think there's opportunities there. Linebackers are good. Andrew Phillips already talked about how well he's playing. Tyler Nubin. They've got some good pieces defensively. Little bend but don't break. Slow you down the red zone. But if, again, this is a classic game. If the game flow fits us, we're able to get out ahead. Like, their offense is going to have a really hard time keeping pace with what we've been able to do the last couple of weeks. So I
said this was the year of breaking all the curses.
Yeah.
Like, we even got a Hail Mary. We had never had one. We've been trying to look back in the past and see that we had one. I think Sammy Ba had one. That was before the merger.
Dang, Sammy Ba.
Way
back.
Yeah, but we breaking all the all the curses.
Yeah,
we've had a curse of going to New York in that stadium in MetLife.
Yeah.
And leaving with a L. Do you think we break that curse too? Since
we
on the road to break the curse.
2 for 2 right now, breaking curses. I mean,
now, and the black jerseys this week, we broke that curse.
We broke that curse. The Giants came to us and we broke that curse because they got to go to the Giants now and break that curse. So
it's the year of breaking curses.
It could be done.
All right, now I think that's good on that review. We're previewing there. That's right. All right, now hell yeah or hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Noah.
Hell Noah.
That's not the segment, though.
I know it, but I want it to be.
I don't want it to. All right, hell Noah. All right. So, first one. This game ends as a one-score game.
Hell no.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Tana. That's what I'm talking about.
To the no. Hell to the no.
Hell no.
Oh, no. So, y'all, and this is the same team made us kick 13 field goals.
We're not the same
Didn't you just say we ain't the same team?
I'm just saying. They can play defense, man.
Hey,
the offense stinks.
You right. But guess what? We can play offense. We ain't top 5 in the league for nothing.
What you saying? Hell yes?
Hell no.
What you saying?
Hell no. This is going to be more than a one-score game.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Giants going to be the Giants.
It's a divisional game.
Yeah, man.
It might be a field goal game.
Oh, so Smooth, you back to being now one of these. Oh, I ain't never think you to be this type of guy.
I'm a realist.
You're not a realist. Because right now, I done heard you say some absurd things, and I'm sitting there like, bro, that ain't real.
I didn't say we were going to lose. I said it's a divisional game.
No,
I just watched the Browns I watched Jameis Winston get on the mic and start rapping Eminem.
Dude,
your tail is
that was impressive.
No, I watched Jameis Winston in the Browns.
How did he leave that in? He's like some white boy from Detroit.
Yes, a white boy from Detroit. Say, you know what? The time. Hey, all I'm saying is
you only get one shot.
Got one shot.
Don't miss your chance.
You had one shot, and you said, hell yes. Get out of here.
No. All I'm saying is we're going to win the game. It's just divisional games, man. Freaky stuff can happen in divisional games.
But I ain't trying to tuck. You tucking tails now?
No, the tail ain't tucked. It's wagging. It's wagging.
It's tucked.
What? Are you serious?
It's tucked.
James.
They ain't like you. Because I'm usually the one that's being you, being safe.
So why you mad at me for being safe?
Because it ain't time to be safe no more.
These guys right here.
All he asked was, it's going to be a one-score game.
Yeah, I know it shook you. James, I can't believe.
We ain't going to do a damn one-score game with the damn
Oh, my gosh.
I just know divisional games.
I'm so surprised.
Speak it, bro.
I understand that it's a possibility, and the Giants are a good football team.
Yes, we all know
We
that.
understand that. I just think that after...
I feel like we playing
that
better.
Emotional win?
After being a little sluggish in the red zone this last week...
Yeah.
They can correct that, man.
They are going to be locked in.
Man.
Jaden's going to be a week healthier. They cannot put up a lot of points offensively. Our defense is playing better.
Way better.
Way better.
What if they put in their secret weapon?
Tyrod Taylor?
DeVito.
Cutlets?
DeVito ain't seen his defense. That happening this week.
Yeah, I feel good. It's going to be more than one score game.
Hey, stop checking my things off, Jason, too. I see every time I say something, you over there writing them down.
Yeah. Because he got a potty mouth. That's what happens.
I missed this one. I missed the bleep this time.
All right.
All right. Brian Robinson outrushes David Montgomery. Was I sleeping for the David Montgomery doesn't play for the Giants?
Yeah, David Montgomery don't play for the Giants. He play for the Lions, right?
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay.
Typo.
Oh, it's a typo.
Okay.
So
Players mess up too.
We know who you're talking about.
even though Jason's the best
twice.
producer in the business, I guess he still messes up.
Yeah, he messed up too. He got on shorts.
He's our Cliff Kingsbury.
50
Just
degrees.
crushing it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. He a mountain man.
Yeah. We're talking about why I'm wearing shorts. It's
Paul
not that cold
Bunyan.
yet. All right, so David Montgomery's kind of a beast, though.
Yeah, but they've been giving the ball to Tracy a lot more. But I think he got hurt this game.
We ain't asked for all that. Hell yeah.
Okay, so the Giants running back is Singletary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
They'll be
Tracy.
Singletary. And
Yes.
Tracy.
Hell
So
No, he gonna
Brian
outrun
Robinson
Montgomery.
versus Devin Singletary, and let's go Tracy. Let's put them both together.
Didn't he have Brian had 130 plus yards last time we played them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he went
but
ham.
also Tyron Tracy just had 145 or
45 last night.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go hell yes on this one
Because you need, this is a two-part thing. So one, it's saying our defense needs to be stout against the run, which while they're improved, at times still shows up that they're still working through some stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously B-Rob needs to get a lot of touches, which means we need to be getting first downs.
Yeah. In the head of the sticks.
The head of the sticks.
So I'm gonna say yes, Brian Robinson does because of one person. Biotish. Biotish has Lawrence number right
Dude,
now.
he does.
So I'm going to say yes, he goes over 100.
The other thing I wanted to bring up too,
I
though.
say yes too because we didn't run B-Rob in the second half. I don't know what for, and he was kind of hot about it last week. You know what I mean, I saw him in the tunnel, and he was happy, but hey, I don't want to see that again.
I also think sometimes game flow, we had a couple 3-and-outs. Nothing crazy because we were backed up, tough situations to be in. Maybe didn't get into the flow of the offense the way Cliff likes to do and get multiple guys in. So that might be the reason why. Also, O-line's a little bit banged up. Health is an issue.
So you need to run more.
Yeah,
right?
big Luke's kind of banged up.
Yeah.
You know, Brandon Coleman's coming off the concussion. I think the starting five there could be potentially an issue. Because, again, one of the great things about that group is that they've all worked so well together.
Yeah.
They've just worked incredibly together. Yeah. So now, I don't know. I'm going to say hell no.
Hell yeah.
I think we win the game, but I'm going to say hell no.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna give you no flack for saying hell no. You are non-believer.
I always say hell no.
I mean, he's talking
who I am.
about somebody's running, rushing.
I'm gonna go hell yes, and I think you're wrong, like usually.
Thank you. I
Hell
appreciate
yes.
that.
Hell yes.
All right. The Commanders stay locked in, keep their composure after a crazy Hail Mary win.
Yes, because this was perfect coaching tape. We left so
I'm
much
so
on the field.
glad you said that. That's your best take of the day. Because best take of the day. Because when you go back and watch the film, you're kind of like,
Oh my God.
you all right, dude?
Hey, he over there like a little kid. You know how you take your little kid on a 5-hour drive,
And it's just like-
and they in the back seat. Oh, I'm tired of daddy. That's what he over there doing.
I'm trying.
He over there losing his
I'm
mind.
tired, cuz.
Did you get your tea, Tana?
Yeah, I did. The
And
T
you
Sport
still
had me up.
Yeah. But anyway, so best take
Worked out today.
because there were some things that need to be corrected. You know,
Lot of stuff.
Penalties in the red zone,
Yeah.
some run fits, some coverage stuff.
Defensive run stuff.
But
all
you
kinds of
can
stuff.
do it in a win and
Yes.
feel good about
And
it.
feel good about it.
So I'm really glad you said that. I'm going to say hell yeah for Fred's reasoning right there.
Yeah, I say hell yeah because they've shown that before this
Yep.
year. You know what I mean? We've been in situations where we snuck one last time against them at home, and the next week they came back and showed you just how they're going to go out there and handle a dull performance like they did the week before. So I say hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah for me too.
Yeah, obviously we're ecstatic about this game. It's a divisional game. Heading up to MetLife, got a lot of bad juju to work off there. This staff does not care about bad juju. They don't
No.
care about the history
Any of that.
kind of stuff. They want to win
Meaningless to them.
football games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to find a way to get this done. Can't wait to watch it. If you like the show, please make sure you like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And obviously you're watching us on YouTube. Please continue to do that. And I think that's it.
Hell Noah.